in London. They lifted their game, and I really think that's what's happening with the Russians now. Shooting well, skiing well, and there's about 15 biathletes that could make this relay team for Russia. They're that good.
So once again, strength in depth is crucial. Germany have it, Norway have it, Sweden not quite as much. Well, what a fantastic atmosphere, and Mike, so much in contrast to all the training that these guys do hour upon hour out in the woods on your own. The biathletes have an advantage over the cross-country skiers in that they all have to keep coming back to a hub to do the shooting, but you still spend many hours getting the distance in on your own. But suddenly to be racing with thousands of people on the side of the track, it's quite difficult to contain yourself.
It is, and certainly if you're not used to it, initially it can be frightening, but I think it then almost goes into that football stadium feeling where your game is lifted. Thinking about Bernbacher, remember he didn't start in Oberhof because he wasn't feeling well. His game seems to be fine, although the pace is slower than was set on the first leg. So they're totally respecting Bernbacher.
Okay, watch out for the left-hander coming up. This is where Karl-Johan Bergman fell on the last lap. It's not got any slower, but the slush has got deeper. Kirchner doesn't want to look as Bernbacher leads in. Bernbacher's going for the tight inside line. Well negotiated, comes out okay. Good skiing from the Russians. Very good quick exit from Andrei Makaviev there. And France, Slovenia are safely round. And we can prepare now for the first shoot. Well, that's going to be tense coming to the final lap if we've got a sprint on, Mike, because the man with the best alpine skills could easily gain 4 or 5 metres on the rest of the teams. Such
an important part of the track. I thought maybe it would be banked up on the outside, but it's actually not that difficult. Says me sitting here.
The sort of snow has started, but if the temperature changes by about 0.1 of a degree, it will turn to rain. So we could see 1 or 2 changes as this race goes on. Germany in lane 1, Norway 2, Sweden, Russia, Slovenia in 3, 4 and 5. And watch the French target. They have Jean-Guillaume Beatrix, who's on very good form. 3 out of 3 for him. 4 out of 4 for Germany. Bernbacher just taking his time. Norway, Slovenia are clear. Germany join them and bring a roar from the crowd. Now the Ukrainians trying to get the 5 down. A little bit slower off the mark. France requiring 1 spare. So does Sweden. And the USA requiring a spare. Is that the first one they've needed today? No, that's the second one, the USA. So they've still only missed 2 targets so far. Sweden dropped down into 6th with Bjorn Ferry. Nordgren of USA in 7th, 8.5 behind. So that's quick reloading, Mike. Normally we expect 9-10 seconds for a manual reload, but these guys are now doing it between 6.5 and 7.5.
Oh, absolutely flying. I did notice, Patrick, that Friedrich Pinter, the Austrian, he didn't put his snow cover down. Now it is sleeting, rainy, wet, so he might have an issue with his foresight when he comes in.
Well, hopefully he won't blow down the barrel to try and clear it, as we saw last week.
Yeah, Graf did that, and he'll never do it again.
No ban for Florian Graf, though.
No, they just disqualified him in that one race, the sprint.
And didn't give him a start in tonight's race. This is Beatrix's target.
It's Bernbacher.
In fact, Bernbacher's target.
Yeah, no, he ejected 1 round from his 5. He didn't actually miss any of his first 4. And that's only his 5th shot, so he made an error.
I was put off by the yellow and black gloves, which are now associated, of course, with France. So Norway, Slovenia, Germany, the leading 4. You can see most of the big teams are up there. Slovenia certainly exceeding expectations at the moment. That was Dusan Simoko for Slovenia. Good race from him so far, backing up the work done by Pavel Hurjat on the first leg. And they've got Kazar and Otsenas on the last leg. Well, the snow gets heavier, and being a relay, it doesn't make any odds, but if this was an individual race, it would have a massive effect on the outcome. We're halfway through the second leg, coming up to the 3.7 kilometre marker, 7.5 kilometres, remember, for each leg. And the news is that the teams are thinned out a little. Norway, Slovenia, Germany, Russia, France are the 5 leading teams. Sweden only just behind France, and the USA also within a couple of seconds of the lead group. In fact, the USA moving up a couple of places and now sitting in around 6th or 7th. And I think that good result from USA in Oberhof, Mike, has lifted the team. And now Bailey, Nordgren, Courier, Jay Häkkinen believing they can do something.
Well, that's right. They got, 1 minute 44 behind in Oberhof, behind the Russian team. And
no Tim Burke, though.
No Tim Burke.
That could prove crucial.
Well, they've brought Jay Häkkinen, and, well, he has the most experience in the American team, and he was performing well in the IBU Cup, so he's been back promoted to the World Cup team.
But Häkkinen now in the, let's say, twilight of his career. What was it, 96 when he won the Junior World Championship, somewhere around there?
I think it was, he did indeed. He's had a good career, though. He's had a number of top 10s, top 5. Just looking at, we have had penalty loops today in good condition. Switzerland have been round a penalty loop once. Latvia, and that's the pressure with trying to stay with the front. He was at the front of the pack. We've also got Switzerland, Estonia. Unfortunately, Great Britain, Pete Beyer shooting so well at the IBU Cup. He's on the penalty loop in the prone shooting. And Romania and Lithuania have also been round the penalty loop.
So 9 teams together at the moment as they approach the second shoot on the second leg. Germany, Sweden, Slovenia safely round the corner. Good wide line coming in from Terje Boe of Norway, who we haven't really mentioned so far. Another of those coming back from illness. And nice to see Terje Boe on the tracks. Johannes, his brother, is also on the men. They've both been suffering from the same virus. And it really is sensible not to race, not to train when that's the case. And it looks as though he's obeyed the doctor's orders, and he looks on very good form. Now, Musigang, Kirchner watching on, and they have their man in lane number 1, Andy Bernbacher. Germany with only 2 misses so far from the 15 targets. Nice strong position from Bernbacher.
Bjorn Ferry blowing through the rear sight.
2006 when Germany last won here. They've not put a foot wrong so far tonight. 5 out of 5. Great shooting from Bernbacher. Austria with a chance. No, they throw the last one wide. And the margin for the first time tonight is likely to be closer to 15 seconds than it will be to 5. Sweden finally get them down. Bjorn Ferry, those problems with the sight solved. Austria go out. And they'll get a top 6 position, I think. Here they come. Pinter in 6th, 19.1 behind.
Klemen Bauer, Slovenia, has just put the target down. That's a feel-good factor for him.
Terje Boe must have missed a target at least. I think he might have missed 2, in fact, because Norway have now missed a total of 3 targets out of the 20. Canada are having a nightmare after a really good start, and that's Scott Peris on the track. So Legelik's work has all been thrown away on the second leg, and it's very, very painful for the athlete going through the troubles. Dietrichs of France, and this is of course Bernbacher. Solid shooting, really good. This is Beatrix.
Very good junior as well. You can see the hold on the rifle there. He's pulling with the fingers into shoulder. So well supported with a full hand.
Well, none of the top 10 teams have been on the penalty loop. A surprising number of teams have been. Are they going to blame the snow?
It is a factor. I mean, it doesn't affect the bullet going down the range. So it allegedly blows any rain or snow out of the way. It's going so fast. But certainly the viewing through the sights, yes, it does affect that. Yeah,
the light, it's not quite as bright as it might otherwise have been. Sun down, sights down. For the first time tonight we have a little bit of space between the top two teams, but that space is being cut down, and it's the Austrians who are doing the damage to the lead of Germany. Friedrich Pinter is flying there, and he's taking Sweden, Ukraine, USA, Norway with them. Terje Boumaic, not the best at shooting, a little bit slow in the stand position, but he does seem to be skiing every bit as well as when he won the overall World Cup.
Yeah, certainly looking good on his skis. Makovey, Wolfgang Pichler running alongside him there. But the Russians, they've used 4 spare rounds.
Best shooting so far, the Germans with only 2 misses, France have missed twice, and Poland, who are all the way down in 14th, have also only missed 2 targets so tonight, and that's got them a good position, 14. If they finish in the top 15, Poland will definitely be happy. So the crucial leg, third leg.
Third leg is often the decisive, or it sorts them out, doesn't it?
It sets you up for a possible win.
And you just cannot afford any penalties. Canada, what a pity for Scott Perez, 3 penalty loops. He'll want to forget about that one.
Just looking, the Americans 5th last weekend, and they're in this leading group, so maybe they're dreaming of doing even better than that. So Germany, Austria, just behind them, Ukraine. The Swedes on the left of your screen, USA right at the back. Here comes Terje Bo, who's working well on the right-hand side. He's found a little bit of space. Foolishly, they left that part of the track open to the Norwegian, and he's taken the invite. Through he goes, and now we'll see what damage he can do in the closing stage. Henrik Larby Lund is ready for Norway, and then Emil Hegde Svensson on the last leg. No Bjorndalen tonight. But with Svensson on the ankle leg, Mike, they must be reasonably confident at the moment. But Svensson will be up against Shipulin of Russia, Eric Lesser of Germany, who had a really good start to the season. I'm not convinced he's managed to keep the form we saw up in Östersund.
I think at Lesser, he's reliable on the range, and you need that as an anchor man. You need to be confident and able to put the targets down.
Well, Larby Lund has a decision to make here. He's highly likely to be heading out of the stadium in first position. Does he go 100%, or does he just wait and see what the remainder do? Well, great to have so many teams contending at this stage. 7 teams in that opening group. Norway first, France, Germany, Austria just a hair's breadth apart. Ukraine, Sweden, USA all in contention for a possible win. And don't rule these guys out, because they put in a good run as well. The Slovenians are down in 8th place, and Slovenia are ranked number 11. On course now is Yanis Maritz. In fact, the 2 birthday boys, Dockel and Bauer, have already run their legs, and they've done exceptionally well, Mike.
They've done it so well. I think Garanashevi's got no option. He's 26.5 seconds behind. He is going to go like a rocket. Therefore, maybe, just maybe, putting himself over the top into range.
You think his first leg, he's going to try and close that gap?
I do. I think he's going to... That was 26.5. I think he'll... The pace isn't going to be slow here, but I think he's going to try and pull back at least